right. I have returned. Very late today, almost 9 o'clock. Today was a busy day. Yesterday was rest day on a Saturday. What could be better? Am I right? Did a lot of running around though, so felt pretty good going into today. Day 13, lucky number 13. But even though yesterday was rest day, I might be okay. I was a little bit nervous. I hit my diet right on the money, 1,500 calories. So I was like, I shouldn't go up at the very least. So woke up today having not worked out yesterday at all. So Monday, excuse me, morning and evening. No check marks for those because there was no workouts yesterday. Got on the scale and lo and behold, I did weigh in less. It's two negatives on there. What's happening? But yeah, negative zero point 0.6, which is good. It's over half a pound, so very happy to see that. And the progress continues even on a weigh-in day. So got that adjusted really quickly, which brings my total weight loss currently to 18 pounds down from when I started. Obviously, I had that big drop to the start, which was, great, but not sustainable. So this is more along the lines of what I expect to see day over day. There's this little piece of my hair that always does this, where it just doesn't want to sit with the rest. I just want to take a buzzer and just bzz. Also, my hair is so fucking thick right now. I really need to get a haircut. Any hoozle. Today, however, was cardio and then bicep, trap, and lats, and then forearms. And I knew because we had something that we were doing today that I had to do it when I woke up. Also, the Bears played today. The Bears played at 10, my time. So I was like, I have to wake up at 8:30. I have to get on the bike, do 10 minutes of warm up, and then do my workout, which takes around an hour. And I wanted to be done by 10 so I could be watching the Bears. Woke up a little bit late and wound up watching like 10, 15 minutes while I was in the gym. The gym is my garage, on my phone. So no big miss there, but usually I do cardio in the morning. But I knew that during the Bears game, we would have to start heading to LA because we went to watch the Shoresy Classic. I think it's the second one they've ever done, which is the cast of Shoresy show on Hulu. If you don't watch it, you should. Playing the LA Kings like alumni all-stars, which is just a charity game, but it was like 8,000 people there. I think it said like 7,600, and it was really fun. It was a really fun thing to do. We drove out there. It only took us about an hour. Watched it. It was 2 periods with a shootout in between periods, and those shootout goals counted towards the overall total. So fun little format to make things interesting. But like I mentioned, I did have the morning workouts, so check mark there. But got home at around 7, had dinner, watched part of the Cowboys-Vikings game, and then we decided to watch the season finale of Welcome to Derry. So not the biggest fan. Thought it was cool. It was all right. There's a lot of fun stuff, but there's some stuff where I'm just like, all right, some of these characters aren't doing stuff that makes any fucking sense at all. Which is when I start to get really down on something where I'm just like, for the plot, for the convenience of the story, these characters are absolute morons who have no idea what they're doing. But that said, we just finished it, came up here, just to do the check-in, and then after this, I am going to do my evening workout. It's the latest I will have done cardio. That said, the development of today is that because we traveled and went out to LA, we were there for most of the day, the diet didn't go as planned. So switching over to this, I am 570 calories above my daily goal. It's the first time I've gone like well above it. I did lift in the morning. I'm about to do probably about 9 miles of cardio. But yeah, morning was fine. I had just like my normal morning thing along with my protein shake after my workout. I had about 4 ounces of skirt steak, marinated skirt steak, which is usually not terrible. Skirt steak is pretty lean, but marinated obviously adds in a lot of calories. Can't really count it because it's from like just Cardenas Deli. So yeah, I just put 250 for 4 ounces, which is probably high, but that's fine. I don't want to. I'd rather err on the side of caution above. And then when we're at the game, it's like I was going to miss 2 meals. So rather than do that, I was like, just eat something. I just grabbed a single cheeseburger and fries, which I'm estimating around 1,000. Might be a little bit high, but realistically, fries probably had 500. The burger bun by itself probably had like 300. And then I didn't have like much else with it. So 1,000 sounds about right. And then I had a bowl of, or like a portion serving of rice with some more skirt steak for dinner. So that was 480. I can confidently say that was 480. So we did go over. I wouldn't be shocked if I'm weighing in above my weigh-in today. Or excuse me, if I go up tomorrow in weight. Hoping not. It would be great if I don't. So we'll see how much I can bust ass on this cardio. and hopefully balance out what I've done. Also, this is kind of like an impromptu test cheat day. Like this is kind of what I'd want an actual cheat day to look like, where I'm still going to do my workout. If it falls into rest day, I probably won't try and take a cheat day because that just feels like I'll be putting myself too far back in progress. But I want to do a workout on cheat day and then not have a bunch of snacking, just have it be like a meal. Like maybe one meal, maybe two meals, depending. Like Christmas is the day I said it's going to be my actual cheat day, which is also a rest day. And I'm not going to worry about what I eat on Christmas. That said, today didn't go how I had hoped, but I think overall it went okay. So I feel like when I go out and about and I do stuff and it kind of throws off my schedule, I either need to bring like snacks with me or like small things that I can eat that are high in calorie content to like hit my meal times, and avoid like, getting food at the arena, which was not just like 1,000 calories, but also like 20 fucking bucks. So yeah, not the worst thing in the world, but we'll see what tomorrow holds. Why do I have 5 viewers? Oh my God. Yeah, so that's fun stuff. So that said, my routine for anyone who might be tuning in, who's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I do check-ins for my exercise / diet to keep myself accountable. This is day 13, so I've had some progress, which is nice to see. And then I do stuff that's been like my daily things that I just do in my life, which is like Wordle, which I'm going to do next. And then sometimes I build a list. I have built a list, just a random list, just for fun, because I do that a lot in the background, but I'm going to do something a little different tonight. That said, Wordle, I don't want to lose my streak. I'm at 90 days. I always start with Clout. If you haven't done Wordle yet, tune out now. Enter. Okay, swing and a miss. That does happen. All right, I'm guessing it's SHI. What could it be? It could be shins. Let's try that. That'll at least tell us what the S goes. Stink. No. Sphinx. So it's not an H. No. Spink is not a word. I don't think, at least. Slink. No. Swine would have been a good word, but the E is done. Swind. I know there's things called like swindle and swindler. Let's just try it. No. Okay. What else? Smin. No. It's gotta be something. Something with P. I feel like it's something with P. Spind, like spindle. No, I feel like I just did that. I'm tired. Sorry, my brain is stupid right now. What else could it be? Sphinx is 6. Swing. It's swing. And I'm an idiot. I should have seen that much sooner. All right, got it in 4. Boom. Win percentage 99%. Win streak 91. Trying to break my 148, and the overall goal is to get 365 in a row. These 2 words to start eliminates all the vowels RST, RSTL, and C, which is just about everything I need to get it, and I usually do. Last but not least, I actually want to look over the Bears schedule. Obviously, I talk about the Bears a lot. I've only done this for 13 days, and I bring it up like every fucking day. Huge Bears fan. Obviously, if you don't know me, then that's something that you should just know. So I anticipated them going 8-9 or 7-10 this season. So it's good that they've come around so fast and things have developed with their offense. Their defense is starting to pick it up near the end of the season. So obviously they already avenged the loss to the Vikings. They still have to avenge the loss to the Lions. It's the last game of the season, and they got fucking curb stomped hard. So hopefully they do better at Soldier Field, especially since the Lions are a team that plays in a dome, and they'll be playing outdoors in January. Crushed the Cowboys. That was the first time where I was like, okay, maybe something here. I was in the hospital to watch the Las Vegas Raiders game. It was nice to see. Same score against the Commanders, winning field goal at the end of that game. They beat New Orleans. They didn't have a whole lot of trouble with them, but obviously it's not a huge margin of victory, just 12. They got their asses kicked by the Baltimore Ravens because, I don't know, it's just like they just couldn't figure out how to win that game. The Bengals game was insane. They should have won that game by 20 points, but it was all over the place. Giants, they played down to their competition, which is something that was really getting on my fucking nerves. Vikings, they avenged the loss. Vikings played really well. They beat the Steelers, which was nice to see. They beat Philadelphia pretty handily in Philadelphia. They ran it down their throats, which is amazing to see. And then they lost to the Packers, and everyone's like, "Oh, the Bears are full of shit." I mean, a team 9-4 is not really full of shit. Finding that many ways to win in the NFL is not something you fall backwards into. You just don't do well in the playoffs typically if you have a winning season that, is a lot of stuff where you're relying on last minute wins. And then today, they beat the dog shit out of the Cleveland Browns, who are not a good team, but they have a great defense. They have the number 2 defense overall in the NFL, and the Bears wound up just decimating them with 31 points. They only gave up 3. It's probably their best overall game so far this season. But again, Cleveland Browns, they were expected to beat. But like I mentioned for the Giants game, this is like one of the worst teams in the league, and they barely managed to beat them. So I understand why people say like the Bears are bullshit. They're not a real team. They're not as good as their record indicates because they keep almost losing to bad teams. But today was a day where it's like, okay, well, they played a bad team, and they fucking demolished them. Also, this team beat the Packers this season. They did have a different quarterback, though. So worth noting, next week on Saturday at 7 p.m., so 5:20 my time, they play the Packers. So hopefully they can get revenge. I would love to see them beat the Packers in Soldier Field. Then they play the Niners. The Niners are very good, and they're in San Francisco. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes down. Also, the Niners division is crazy good. They have the Rams and the Seahawks in it. So like they're going to be desperate to try and fight for one of those wild card spots. And then they finish up with the Lions. So the last 3 games of the season are going to be difficult. They are currently 10-4. If they finish 10-7, they could still make the playoffs. If they win one of these games, they should be in the playoffs. I can't imagine a world where they win out, but man, if they win out, if they beat the Packers, the Niners, and the Lions, then people will start seeing them as a legitimate threat in the NFC to go to the Super Bowl. I think it's a bit early for that. I think the defense has shown inconsistencies, and they usually don't do well against the Packers, so this is a big game to tell us whether or not they're serious about this playoff push and what we can expect to see. And also, if they do somehow manage to win out, then you're going to see playoff football in Chicago, which is different because it's so fucking windy and it's so fucking cold and might have snow everywhere, which means you have to be a good running team. And the Bears are the second best running team in the league. The Bills are the only team better than them, averaging yards per game, which means that they would be the favorite in the NFC. So they have a lot to do, though. But the defense played super well today, and they might start getting healthy near the end. And the Packers just lost Micah Parsons. It looks like he tore his ACL. It's not confirmed yet, but I seriously doubt he's going to be playing unless it's like that fucking season with Aaron Rodgers where it looked like he blew his knee out and he just started taking fucking shots in the locker room to just go out there until it healed. That shit was crazy. So I will say this, though. If the Bears do manage to beat the Packers, I do think they're fully capable of beating both the Lions and the Niners after that. I think the Packers are a substantially better team than the Niners, and I think they're about as good as the Lions. I think the Lions have a better a better offense, but a worse defense. And I think if they manage to get past the Packers, then I can actually say, like, I have a lot of hope for them in the postseason. So we'll see how it goes. But as of right now, dude, the Bears have 10 wins in 14 games, and that is fucking shocking. Caleb Williams passed 1,000 pass attempts today and set the record for the least amount of interceptions by a quarterback in the history of the NFL. Least amount of interceptions in 1,000 attempts. So that's good. He could have set the record for most interceptions. So it's nice to see a record being set by a Bears quarterback that indicates that they take care of the fucking ball. So yeah, it's been a really fun season so far for me. It's been a lot of yelling at the TV for games like, fucking winning by 3 against the Steelers, winning by 2 against the Vikings, winning by 4 against the Giants. The Bengals game, I think I was hoarse. My voice might have been gone by the end of it. My personal prediction is that they'll go, you know what, my doubt in the team is based off of the last 8 years, 7-8 years. So I don't want to go ahead and just state that I think they're going to go 1-3. That's what my gut tells me based off of what's happened, where they'd just be lucky enough to win one of these games, and I should just be happy with that. I do think they're fully capable of winning all 3 of these games. I just don't know if they will. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Man, it would be fucking dope for them to go 13-4. It would be just a wondrous, wondrous thing. But 2 of the last 3 games at Soldier Field is pretty goddamn good, and they're both against division rivals. So fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I thought I was going to give a prediction here, but instead I'm just going to say I hope they do well and they win out. But my brain and my heart are prepared if they don't. So Maybe I'll just do a ranking and say what was my favorite game this season. It was probably the Dallas game, because this is the game where I'm like, okay, cool. They can score points. They're not going to lose every game like I was expecting them to. And the defense did fairly well against a team that everyone thought was going to be super good this year. That turned out to not be good. This is like the revelation for the Cowboys is not being as good as we thought. And also, on honesty, I shouldn't even say that because they got rid of Micah Parsons. They hadn't picked up anyone on their defensive line yet. So their defense was kind of just Swiss cheese. But this was the game I realized Ben Johnson's for real. And it's been just consistent since then. Like, been so great to watch. But yeah, that's about everything. I'm not going to belabor this point. I have to go do fucking cardio at 9 o'clock at night. And I'm so fucking sad about it. I just want to lay down. And I work tomorrow. Okay, where's my fucking phone? This is the other hard part about doing this, is that tomorrow my meetings start at 8 a.m. and I have one 30-minute break between 8:30 and 9, and my next break is at 2 p.m. And that's assuming no one decides to toss another meeting onto my schedule after that. And I'm just like, it's hard to find time to work out in the morning when I'm trying to do these two workouts when I have to get up earlier and earlier. I had meetings at 7:30 last week, and it's just like, I'm a night owl, man. Like, when the night hits, like, I'm more awake than I am during the morning by far, even if I'm tired. So putting some workouts in the night, that's like my rest time. But it makes more sense. Excuse me. But it's really just killing me that if I want to wake up with a workout, I can't really do it unless I wake up like realistically 40 minutes before the first meeting I have to have. And then I'm going to walk into that meeting just drenched in sweat. So it's just not ideal, but we will persist. Yeah, I'm just bloviating at this point, so I'm going to stop. That's about everything that's happened so far. We'll see how this looks tomorrow. I'm hoping this number is green. It would be amazing if it's still green, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I will check in tomorrow, and we will find out the answer to that. But yeah, bye.